the baby had to be hidden. If he was found, it would be over. His mother ran into the dark marshes and did not look back. She held him close and whispered one thing into his ear. "You are the son of a king." His name was Horus, and this is his story. Stay with me, because today we are going to learn English together through one of the greatest stories ever told. But first, you need to know one thing. Long ago, Egypt had a great king. His name was Osiris. Osiris was good and kind, but his own brother Set wanted the throne. So Set killed Osiris and took everything. Egypt lost its king. But Osiris left something behind: a son. Set was now the ruler of Egypt. He was powerful and cruel. If he found the baby, Set would show no mercy. So Isis ran deep into the marshes, a place of tall reeds and muddy water, far from the palace. No one could find them there. And in this hidden place, Horus grew up. Life in the marshes was hard, but Isis never stopped. Every day she sat with Horus and told him the truth. The throne belonged to his father. And one day, it would belong to him. Every morning before the sun rose, she drew a shape in the mud. It was a falcon with wings open, eyes sharp and ready to fly. "That is your symbol," she told him. "That is who you are." Horus looked at the falcon in the mud. Then he looked up at the sky, where real falcons flew slowly and silently above the marshes. He watched how they waited, perfectly still. And then, at just the right moment, they moved. And something changed in him. Horus grew strong. He practiced with a spear until his arms hurt. He ran through the reed fields until he could not breathe. He studied the old laws his father had written. He learned how to fight. And he learned, perhaps more importantly, how to wait. One day, Horus walked out of the marshes and stood before the great court of the gods, a powerful group with the authority to decide who ruled Egypt. He stood tall and spoke clearly. "My name is Horus. I am the son of Osiris. Set killed my father and took the throne. The throne belongs to me." The gods stared at him and said nothing. Set stepped forward. He was tall and broad, and he had ruled Egypt for many years. "Look at him," Set said, his voice slow and cold. "A boy from a swamp, asking for a throne." He turned to the court. "Egypt is strong under my rule. Why would I give that away?" Some gods nodded. Others looked away. The room moved against Horus. But he did not move, and he did not look away. The gods could not decide. So they did what people in power often do when a decision is too hard. They made Horus and Set compete. The contests went on for 80 years. Set did not fight fairly. He cheated and lied. And in one terrible fight, Set struck without warning. Horus lost his left eye. Horus fell. For a moment, it seemed like the end. But the god Thoth came. Slowly and carefully, he put the eye back, and it was whole again. Horus stood up, and he kept fighting. After 80 years, the gods were exhausted. They wrote a letter to Osiris himself, who was now the king of the underworld, and asked him one simple question: who should rule Egypt? Osiris did not wait long. "My son," he wrote, "Horus is the rightful king. Set took my life, but he cannot take my son's future." The gods had nothing left to say. And then, at last, they all agreed. Horus was the true king of Egypt. Set stepped down. Horus walked forward and took his place. He put on the double crown, the red crown of Lower Egypt and the white crown of Upper Egypt, worn together as one. He was no longer a boy from the marshes. He was king of both lands. And his first act as king? He went to the underworld to honor his father. He brought gifts to Osiris and said simply, "Father, I kept my promise." And Osiris, in the land of the dead, finally found peace. The ancient Egyptians believed that every pharaoh was a living Horus on earth. When a king died, he became Osiris, and the new king who followed was the new Horus. This cycle never stopped. Horus stood for justice. He showed that patience is a kind of strength, and that a son's love for his father is something that nothing, not cruelty, not time, not 80 years of fighting, can ever break. From a baby hidden in the marshes to the king of all Egypt, he walked a long road. And in the end, justice was his. And that is the story of Horus. But before you go, let's see how well you were listening. I have 5 questions for you. Why did Isis tell Horus every day that the throne belonged to his father? A. To make him hate Set. B. So he would never forget who he was. C. Because the gods had already chosen him. B is correct. Isis was not just telling him a story. She was building something inside him every single day. She wanted him to carry that truth with him always. Why did Isis draw a falcon in the mud every morning? A. To teach him how to hunt. B. To remember Osiris. C. To show him his symbol and teach him to wait. Good job if you said C. The falcon was not just a drawing, it was a lesson. Watch, wait, and move only at the right moment. Why did Set call Horus a boy from a swamp? A. To make the court doubt Horus. B. Because he did not know who Horus was. C. Because the gods asked him to test Horus. Well done if you chose A. Set was clever. He knew exactly what he was doing. If he could make Horus look small, the court would not take him seriously. Why did the gods write a letter to Osiris? A. Because Horus had won all the contests. B. Because Set had asked them to stop. C. Because they could not decide themselves. If you said C, you are absolutely right. Even after 80 years, the gods still could not agree. So they went to the one person whose answer could not be argued with. Why did Horus go to the underworld as his first act as king? A. To bring Osiris back to life. B. To honor his father and keep his promise. C. To show the gods his power. That one was B, and if you got it, excellent work. He had everything now, the crown, the throne, the kingdom, and the first thing he did was go to his father. That tells you everything about who Horus was. So how did you do? However many you got right, you sat with an ancient story today, and that matters. If you enjoyed Horus as much as I did, come back. There are more stories here, and I would love to tell them to you. I will see you in the next one.